So what is the internal assessment, or IA for short? It is an approximately 10-hour individual investigation, and this includes your planning time and collecting the data. And the data for this investigation will be based on one of the following. It could be a traditional hands-on lab. It might use spreadsheets or databases to do some analysis. You can also use a simulation to investigate things like bond angles, but you need to make sure these simulations are open-ended. You could also use a combination of those three first options in a hybrid approach if that's best or most appropriate for the topic of investigation. The total length of your IA will be 12 pages, and that's with single line spacing. Sometimes if you've collected large amounts of data, you can add additional appendices after the 12 pages, but the examiner has no obligation to look at it. Although the maximum is 12 pages, I'd probably suggest that a minimum length might be about 9 to 10 pages. Anything under that probably indicates you've not got enough depth in your investigation. So how is the internal assessment assessed? Well, you'll get eventually a grade on a 1 to 7 IB scale, but the internal assessment itself is graded out of 24, and that is in 5 different criteria. The personal engagement criteria is out of 2, exploration out of 6, analysis out of 6, evaluation out of 6, and finally the communication, it's out of 4. In terms of feedback from your teacher along the way, you might have lots of discussions at various points, but you'll only get one formal set of written feedback on your first draft. Outside of that formal feedback, it will be up to you to have conversations with your teacher, make sure you're on the right lines. And that's pretty much for an introduction. If you want to know a bit more about the 5 different criteria, you can see separate videos on those. Aside from that, I think this will probably do it. Hopefully this was of some help.